It is now my pleasure to introduce the President of the National Academy of Engineering, Dr. Tsu-Jae Liu. A trailblazing researcher, innovator, educator, and academic leader, Dr. Liu is the former Dean of the College of Engineering at the University of California, Berkeley, and began her 6-year term as our President on July 1st of this year. Please join me in welcoming Tsu-Jae.
Thank you, Admiral Ellis, for your inspiring message and for your exemplary leadership and service to our nation. I'm fortunate and grateful to have your support as Chair of the National Academy of Engineering. I'd like to add my welcome. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are here with us today in the National Academy's home in our nation's capital, and also to everyone who is joining us online. It is a great honor for me to serve as president of the NAE because its members are among the most distinguished leaders worldwide in academia, business, and the government across all the disciplines of engineering. We have a collective responsibility to provide independent, objective advice on matters involving engineering and technology whenever called upon by any department of the U.S. government. That is why election to the Academy is among the highest professional distinctions bestowed upon an engineer. Now, members can identify themselves by a lapel pin or clothing with the NAE's emblem, which symbolizes engineering as the bridge between science and technology, benefiting society and people. Speaking of society, I would be remiss to not acknowledge the stress and uncertainty that our national society is currently experiencing due to the government shutdown. I want to express my appreciation for the federal employees and agencies who serve our nation. You see, my parents immigrated from Taiwan to this country as graduate students, seeking new opportunities, and they each devoted their professional lives as scientists working for the U.S. Geological Survey. I remember from my childhood the emotional and financial strain caused on our family whenever the federal government shut down. The disruption affects dedicated public servants and stalls work that is important for upholding our nation and all of its communities. So this is why I'd like to take this opportunity now to thank my own parents and all federal employees for their work contributing to the welfare of our nation. Thank you. The National Academy of Engineering was established in 1964 under the same charter of the National Academy of Sciences to bring the practices of engineering to advise the government. Our community also promotes a vibrant engineering profession that develops new technologies along with leaders who will shape our future. As we all know, technological competitiveness is key to economic prosperity and national security. But today, other countries have surpassed the United States in many strategically important emerging new technology areas. These include advanced communications, critical mineral extraction, nanoscale materials and manufacturing, synthetic biology, drones and collaborative robots, electric batteries, sensors, and nuclear energy. This is because the U.S. has a significant technical talent gap. Companies today are struggling to fill high-skill roles, including over 500,000 open manufacturing jobs. In a recent NSF-commissioned survey of more than 1,000 students in grades K through 12, more than half could not name a single engineer, real or fictional. And less than half knew that engineering is the E in STEM fields. That lack of awareness is a fresh call to action for the NAE. The skilled technical talent gap is so large that a whole-of-nation effort is needed to close it. in order to ensure U.S. economic competitiveness and national security, especially in the era of artificial intelligence, or AI. The NAE has unparalleled ability to mobilize expertise and efforts to increase awareness and appreciation of engineering, to help students find their own pathways to engineering careers, and to support them to succeed along their chosen pathways and join the nation's AI-ready engineering workforce. When I was a teenager in the late 1970s, one of my father's former electrical engineering classmates was very kind to give me a tour of his workplace at the storied Xerox Palo Alto Research Center, or PARC. There I saw the Alto computer, which is the forerunner of personal computers that have had transformative impact on the way we work. That experience helped spark my interest in electrical engineering and to study engineering at Stanford. Today, NAE members should be ambassadors for engineering, who can not only illuminate, but also personalize engineering's technical achievements, as well as their broader impacts on society. When young people hear authentic stories about how we've overcome challenges, how we've succeeded through iteration, or how breakthroughs have come from unexpected places, engineering emerges as something that is personally relatable and meaningful. Studies have shown that students desire to meet STEM professionals not only in academia, but also in industry, to discuss and learn more about different experiences and opportunities. Engineering workforce development activities should include effective mentorship to help students succeed and reach their full potential. I have been fortunate to have many mentors as well as role models in my own journey. These include my parents and my husband David, who as an EE PhD student at Stanford inspired me to pursue PhD study. Also, I've had teachers and leaders in academia and industry support my journey, for which I'm very grateful. So my vision for the NAE is to serve as a trusted resource, not only for government leaders, but also for the public, particularly to empower students, educators, and mentors. To be trusted, we must carry out our work with integrity, upholding honesty, ethics, and transparency in all actions. NAE values also include excellence, innovation, and impact. Accordingly, I'm committed to upholding high standards and continuous improvement, encouraging creativity to drive engineering progress, and prioritizing work that benefits society and the nation. I like to emphasize that engineering is a team sport. For example, it took a large team of researchers at UC Berkeley, comprising students, postdocs, and visiting industrial researchers, mentored by 3 professors, including myself, to develop and demonstrate the scalability of the FinFET transistor design. This semiconductor device innovation has enabled the complexity of leading-edge microprocessors to increase by more than 100 times over the past 14 years, exponentially increasing computing performance and thereby making the era of AI possible. Now, one of our inductees this morning just happened to have this MI300A accelerated processing unit in his pocket. It is used in El Capitan, the world's fastest supercomputer, and it contains over 150 billion FinFETs. This example also illustrates the importance of international collaboration because the industrial researcher who played a key role in inventing and demonstrating the first FinFET was a long-term visitor from Japan. Solving grand challenges for our global society requires information and action from all parts of the world. NAE members bring an important global perspective for the NAE and its work, and they serve as a link between the NAE and engineering leaders in other countries. I'm committed to working collaboratively with international partners who share our values to expand our impact and accelerate our progress toward common goals. I recently participated in the annual meeting of the International Council of Academies of Engineering and Technological Sciences in Brisbane, Australia, and I was impressed by how open the other engineering academy leaders are to collaborate in addressing global challenges. To fulfill its mission, the NAE must remain an independent and reliable resource for the nation. This requires financial independence and resiliency. Therefore, I am committed to fundraising in order to sustain and grow the impact of our activities and programs. You can read about our activities and programs in our annual impact report. The NAE is of highest charitable giving priority for my own family because we believe that the nation's long-term welfare is a most worthy cause. So David and I are committed to making our largest philanthropic gifts to the Academy. I hope that many of you will join us to similarly invest in our collective future. Now, the NAE's important work would not be possible without the leadership that guides this Academy. I would like to take this opportunity now to thank the officers and counselors who govern the NAE with integrity and dedication for their advice and support. I ask them to please stand now so that we may recognize and thank them. Next, I would like to gratefully acknowledge the National Academy's staff colleagues who make it possible for us to carry out our mission. Please give them a round of applause. Finally, I want to congratulate each of the new inductees here today on your election to the NAE in recognition of your outstanding contributions to engineering. You represent the best of our profession, and we are delighted to welcome you to the NAE community. Each of us has benefited from the advice and support of others in our personal and professional journeys. Without them, we would not be here today. With that in mind, I invite the family and friends of all of our inductees to please stand so that we may recognize them. Thank you all. Now I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Alton Al Romig, Jr., NAE Executive Officer, who will begin the induction ceremony.